Yeah, man. I election bambiza no showcase. Wesulu. Nangu show. Au nangu case. Au nangu show. Au nangu case. Show. Case. Show. Case. Show.
Showcase 17 minutes after the hour 4 o'clock. He's in the studio with me, guys. I wish I could make you guys smell his scent. He walked into the studio, the atmosphere changed. What perfume are you wearing, dude?
Which one is this one?
Which one is this one?
Which one?
Nobody ever remembers when they ask that question, actually. Unless if you were deliberately wearing it going, I'm going to tell you.
This one is Jean-Paul Gaultier.
Oh, okay. There you have it. So he's in studio with me for a chat this afternoon. Good afternoon.
Sawubona njani?
Sawubona ngiyaphila wena unjani?
No, ngiyajabula nje ukuthi ngiphume ngikwazi ukunivakashela. I'm so happy to be here.
Siyabonga. So uvela kuphi khashana, like were you around here in the city or usemakhaya or uhlala eAmerica? Asazi phela ngeCovid.
Mina ngale khathi lezi ngisendlini, which is this side in Joburg most of the time.
Okay.
I'm based this side, but I did spend most of my time pandemic ngise KZN ngihlezi noma ngimgadile because phela yena ugugile, so I just wanted to make sure ukuthi she's doing the right things to stay safe and stay alive.
And stay alive. Awesome. All right. So day 531 of the lockdown, people use this time for a lot of things to reflect, to rediscover themselves. And some were forced into new careers because of challenges. What did you get up to during this lockdown besides Banuma? What were you doing?
The pandemic came at the best time for me. I was already in my own self-isolation before it.
Okay.
I was going through my own personal changes, growth in the industry, and just also in my personal life. So I was already away from the public eye. I had stopped. I told my manager that, can we just stop with a bit of work right now? I just need to focus on myself. Kanti kuzofika ne-pandemic. Pandemic ifika vele sengisekiyeni. There's a lot of things that I wasn't doing. By the time the president said no going out, I'm like vele angiphumi. Othiwa no alcohol, ngathi vele angiphuzi.
Angiphuzi.
So the time show no. It's been batshele president nginawe.
Votisa president. Okay.
But also in the meantime, I was also just like starting over with my creative journey, trying to find my message, trying to find my purpose. And I was already recording some music in the back end, designing some stuff in the back end, just planning, this is what I would like to come back with.
Okay, so I mean, your journey starts with you being part of a group with your friends, brothers, doing the thing that you do. You also ventured into television as
Dream
well.
Team.
Dream Team. So now, in terms of like going through the journey, the experience that you spoke about, and crafting your own identity, which is Mina. This is who I'm going to be. How was that? How did that go about?
I think it's one of the most difficult journeys I've ever been through. I've always been one to just follow the wave. Wherever it takes me, I go there. And there was a time where, in the height of my career, Dream Team at its height, my TV career at its height, I felt very boxed in. I felt caged. I felt like I'm not pushing or exploring my creativity and my talents to the limits. And kwaba khona calling isiqale ngibize lokho it's no. Phuma la uqala unyathele la uyela. So at first I didn't know where I was going, but I just decided to pack my bags and start moving. And for me, the calling itself started making more sense when I started playing around with my ideas. Sing record music here, sing collaborator no Maphorisa, no Black Motion and so forth. So it was very difficult because the transition was happening, but it wasn't happening in the public eye. So a lot of people would still engage me as Dash or engage me as the guy that last left the building. You know what I mean?
Okay. All right. We take a quick break. We come back. We're chatting this afternoon, of course, with the man. I want to know more about this ultimate millennial and the Spirit of Ubuntu, the album. So all of that and more when we come back. Music, and my guest this afternoon is Zulu Mkhathini, the ultimate millennial. That's what he calls himself. And of course, he's got a brand new album, Spirit of Ubuntu. After taking time out, COVID or not COVID, he was on a journey of self-discovery, and we're talking about that. Okay, so first of all, this ultimate millennial, what's the story behind that?
The ultimate millennial, you know, if you understand millennials, we were kind of the first group or first generation that came into freedom, you know, sakumnandi kuvulekile umhlaba, and you can just express and explore. And I took advantage of that, you know, and I got dubbed the ultimate millennial because of the fact that, you know, I express myself in so many outlets, you know, fashion, TV, music, you know, and because of that, then they dubbed me the ultimate millennial. He's multifaceted, so big shout out to him for showcasing what millennials get up to.
So we just played a track now. Tell me about that track.
This song is called Asambe. It's featuring the amazing Phly and also the legendary Maotela Queens. It is produced by Anati. It's the official single now that's running with the album. This song is somewhat the defining sound of the album, because it's a fusion of many sounds. It's got Afrobeats, Kwaito, then it's got a bit of dance in it, you know, and then it's got the old school of Maotela Queens, but the new school of Ubuntu.
So is it a sample of a Maotela Queens, or did you get into studio with?
I got into studio with the mama, yeah. So it was the song. Well, the album took about 4 years to get through. With this song, I recorded it in 2018 with Anati.
Okay.
And then just before we started releasing the album, I called them Mokok and I was like, yo, ma, I've got this song that I'd love you guys on. And they loved it. They responded. They were like, excited, let's go. And we recorded it, and this is what we got.
So senhlanhleni ngoba ugogo munye nje uqeda ukushona.
Yes, umam Nobesuthu, yes.
Usho ukuthi sewukuyele ngale nje uyokhuluma ngale ngoma yakho.
Umam Nobesuthu, yes, and it was such a pleasure because they were open to the idea and they loved the song, but most importantly, I think I loved the gems that they gave me in studio.
Where
they were just telling me about their international journeys and their successes working with Abo Quincy Jones,
Paul Simon and all of that.
Yes, you know.
Okay.
So that was exciting for me, yeah.
Awesome stuff. So obviously, so it goes back to 2018 and more new tracks, you know, coming through to complete the project. How many tracks are?
So we've got 11 tracks on the album. I've worked with people like Abo Holly Ray, Ngobi Yazo, KZN, Lezo, Sketchy Bong on production. Then I've got Black Motion. I've also got Zama Jobe. I've got Kususa, KZN Boys as well. And the list is quite endless, you know. Nilisi, also, if you guys know, Nilisi SB is also on the intro. And I've got my 95-year-old gran on it as well.
What is she doing on the... Is she doing something on the track?
Yeah. So there's one song called Isomandla. It's a very special song to me. And we had driven down to KZN, so we had lost my half sister. So this is just the beginning of pandemic, you know. And usually when Mang no Koko, I know what she prays, and she prays long and she prays hard. So I recorded the prayer just to take back with me to Joburg. Whenever I need motivation. But then when we got to studio, I was like, guys, actually,
I hope ugogo umcreditile.
Ama royalties awakhe wonke.
I hope ugogo umcreditile.
Yeah, it does say featuring Masangweni. So if you see Masangweni, just know that is my grandma.
It's your grandma. Guys, you don't mess with people who got their grandmothers praying for them. Even worse if they have them on their tracks. You just gotta know that they're really bringing in the whole village. All right, we continue to bring you great music and great conversations. I think what we're gonna do on a Friday, we don't care about traffic. Those who are stuck in traffic, that's their problem. Whether they're in KZN and Cape Town or on their way to Limpopo. So we get back into music, and this is called Lendlela, featuring Kalimpilo. Zulu Mkhathini right here on Massiv Metro at 1630. And go to Google and download the app and make us part of your listening pleasure. See, earlier on I did tell you when I was talking to Zoe that akuve talent in South Africa, but yes, sis, manigi, like it's so much talent in this country. I don't know what we can do. Here's another one who's spending time with me. This is a dope song because it's got a classic South African 80s, 70s sound. I mean, I can just like feel it. Like it's,
So that's because of the influences that influenced me for the album.
Yeah.
Some of my major influences are Mbongeni Ngema, Jabu Khanyile, Hugh Masekela, Fela Kuti. So for me, when I was working on the project, I was thinking to myself, how would they sound in 2021? What would be their modern version of their sound?
Because they were as cool as you are then.
Yes. But even cooler. Because these guys were like, I always, like, you talk about so much talent in South Africa that we don't know what to do with it. Well, these guys were doing the most with it. They were already going international, winning global awards. So it's great to now, make them relive that time,
Okay, so how are you taking or using your sound and your brand and what you love about being in the creative space to build on such legacies to build your own? How do you do that?
I think for me it starts with the Spirit of Ubuntu, the album. It's more than just a message or the title, but it's a way of life, know. And I realize even through pandemic, people need each other more than ever now, the only thing you had were the people in your life, So for me it was important to with something substantial, and that is my purpose, to motivate people to live together, to live as a community and unite, and not even just but how about you challenge yourself to think, what can I do for someone else instead of asking someone else to do something for me? And that is the spirit that I'm trying to bring in and make being good cool again, because for some reason we live in a generation where being bad is like cool. It's like not caring is cool. But for me it's like, no, care about your craft, care about people, care about the world, care about yourself,
be kind.
And that's mainly the message that I'm trying to bring back, because I know if we look at all the struggles that we've gone through as black people or as Africa, the only way we crossed over was unity. Umuntu ngabantu. Ngikhule Kasi mina, and
where did you grow up?
Ngikhule eNtuzuma, in Durban.
Okay.
And mokhule Kasi, ukuthi vele for you to survive, you need your neighbors. 1 minute you need sugar, 1 minute you need bus fare to school, 1 minute you need them to look after you because your parents are still working night shift or whatever. So that's the spirit I live by, and I hope I can leave that in the industry, and most important in society.
All right, so you talk about how you spend time at home and away from the public scene and making music and all of that. What did you learn about yourself during that time?
Oh, I'm a Gemini, man. So, so I'm already like, two-sided. But it's funny how I've lived the one side more than I have the other.
What do you mean?
Because I lived the fun, outgoing, loud, extravagant side more. And this one, the subtle, calm, collected, mature one, was just always saying, hey, I'm
here too.
So it's funny how spending time alone, I realize how much time I enjoy with myself, with my thoughts, reading, and just learning new things, but indoors and being away from people. Now that the country's open, I'm having like social difficulties. It's like, how do I interact with people?
A little bit of anxiety. And then you also say, you're probably asking yourself, do I show up as that guy? Or do I want to show up that there's been a transformation in my life?
I'm different now.
I'm different now.
And, even with the change itself, it's not even like, that guy was bad and now this guy is good.
No.
It's just like...
It's just the evolution of you. And then it's like, this is me, don't come at me the way you came at me. Because,
don't come with the shots. Before they used to come with the shots. It's like, shot.
All right, okay, so let's check out another track from Zulu Mkhathini right here on Massiv Metro. It's 1838, and we're going to wrap things up when we return. Massiv Metro, I'm spending time in studio with Zulu Mkhathini, of course, the ultimate millennial, Spirit of Ubuntu. And that conversation that we just had challenges that. Ubuntu means there's space for all of us. We can all equally share.
But I'm trying to instill that.
So if you're trying to instill that, is that whether there's home whether Mapiano is the sound of now, each star will shine according to the season.
But we hope that platforms can support that.
Oh no, I mean,
Platforms should support
did you
that.
hear us playing all sorts of genres here?
Well, I've only been here for about an hour.
Well, darling, this was your hour. You should listen the hour before.
You know,
So we just played you.
because what I feel, and I just think consumers are also led by platforms and media, and they determine what people listen to most of the
That's
time.
actually not true.
So,
It's a perception. And if you want to change, that's a perception we need to change. Audiences are the ones that should dictate.
that should,
Yeah.
but don't.
But this they technically do. People like me, I've been in the industry for over 25 years. A lot of people who are over 25 in the industry were not listening to my piano. They're paying attention because that's what's popping on the ground. That's dictation by the audience.
Music business, and I say this as an independent artist since the beginning of my career.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, in the music business,
Yes.
there are always people who have interest as to what
Of
they want to
course,
play
there'll
on their
always-
stations,
of course.
on their TV shows,
There'll
and so
always be
forth.
that.
So they don't go, hey, let's give an equal share or equal platform to what's going on. They say, right now we're going to give it to Gom.
No.
Right now we're going to give it to piano.
But it does-
Right now we're going to give it to reggae.
That's not music programming. That's Biola business. That's what you just
Simple
mentioned.
and plain, but
That's
it's-
not
it's
music
exists.
programming. In music programming, everything should be programmed.
It should.
So, because there's current hits, there's bubbling under, there's classic. That's how you program music. So that stuff that you're talking about is music business nonsense. But the power still lies with the audience who fill up the clubs, who say, this is my piano, it's hot now. This is Gom, it's hot now. And everybody else tunes to that. What I'm trying to say is artists should never give their power and doubt what they do by thinking when another genre develops and evolves and take the sound to the next level, it kills the other. And I think that's what breaks my heart, is when hip-hop artists says, oh, these piano kids are killing us. No!
Do you know how many people I've heard with every genre that comes in,
Yeah.
when they say, but I've just heard too much of this thing.
Nah, but it's you're talking to people who are consumers, who are not creative, contemporaries, and who are understand the importance of advancing and evolving a culture.
But
All
you're
this
speaking
music,
as a creative.
yes, because I am that.
But most consumers aren't creative.
That's why I'm
They're
here
just
teaching them.
consumers.
That's why I'm here teaching them to say, don't say Go must die for you to listen to piano or hip hop. Nothing is dead here. That's why I was shocked. People saying, "Hey, house, what is it? What's that song?" They say, no, they say what is back? What about house? Afro house is back. I'm like, where did it go? Because it was here all along. You see, if we think limited, we will see limitation.
Okay, get Spirit of Ubuntu, ladies and gentlemen.
If we say it with our mouths and we think like that.
Do you know why? For me, the biggest confusion here, it sounds like we are at opposite ends, but we actually speak the same thing.
Yes.
Because for me to even start this album and make it genre free and make it genre fluid is because of the fact that I stopped wanting to be a drum artist or a hip hop artist or a piano artist.
Just be an artist.
I wanted to be a musician.
Be a musician.
But we now need the platforms to accept that, because even when I submitted my album to these platforms, they kept forcing me to tell them what genre it is.
No.
Because they're like, we need to put it in a genre. But I'm like, it's music. Why can't you just make it music? They're like, no, but you have to put it either in pop or worldwide or gom or maskandi. And that's the problem.
Nah, Chana. It's popular culture. We must influence this thing. We must not be told by programmers. Those people are there to program.
Yes, cut genres.
We create
genres
culture.
Must stop.
Yeah. This is culture. You know, it's like those who said Kwaito is dead. They stopped making music because they thought Kwaito was dead. It's like, really, we have a sound that's authentically South African. It's evolved with different generations, but it's the same sound. It's literally that. Do you know what I mean? You were talking about the influence of Caiaphas and Brayu. When they were doing that, they were youngsters.
But me, I'm a creative.
Yeah. So you must teach.
So that's
you
the
must
fight.
talk like. So you must
That's
talk. You must talk. No, it mustn't be a fight. You must talk with the positivity to get that message in.
It is a fight.
Yeah. Okay, it's a win. We're wrapping up. Zulu Mkhathini, thank you so much for coming through.
Thank for having me, man.
And I wish you all the best. And I hope to see you doing this just like those oldies did it all the way.
That's the only
Do you know what I mean?
man,
That's the,
think.
yeah. That's
As you said, we're here to teach, we're here to grow, we're here to inspire, and that's what this project is about.
Yeah. And really, we if there's one fight, the fight is to hold on to preserving our sound, our culture, identity, and evolve with it. Because when we don't do that, when we don't do that as South Africans, you know what happens to our sound? Other people take it and they run with it.
True.
They do. Because we don't protect it. We see ourselves separated, and the world see those Nigerian, do you know what I mean? If you look at Nigeria, they all say we're doing it's Nigerian music, high life, Afrobeat. It doesn't matter. If you're rapping fast, if you want to say it's influenced by hip hop, that's okay. But bottom line is,
and here's the first step. Cool. This album is the first step to that sound.
To that sound.
Yes.
Okay. Congratulations on the album. Please download it. The Spirit of Ubuntu, the ultimate millennial. He's here with me, and I hope that you had as much fun as we did.
Yeah, man. I love conversations.
I love them too. You must come back for more.